basically saying like, oh, now you are protected from us ever looking at your taxes ever again, which is the basis of what I understand from reading that. But let's see what happens here. It's called Matt's Matters because it matters. You heard? Well, hear it right here every week on Matt's Matters. What's up, everybody? Welcome to season 2, episode 8 of Matt's Matters. And I'm only gonna do an episode this week because I didn't have time. But today's Thursday, and we're like, we're gonna do one anyways because why not? We got time, some extra time this morning. Gizmo's back there talking, dancing, talking, living his best life. But yeah, the Knicks game, bro, on, let's see, today's Thursday, so the Knicks game was Tuesday night, and yeah, I turned it off. I was like, man, this game's over. There were 7 minutes left, 7 minutes and like 40 seconds left, and they were down 22, and I was like, man, this game's over. This game's over. You're not gonna win. So then I was like, all right, let me just keep track of the score just in case something crazy happens. And then they come all the way back, and then they end up winning. I was like, jeez, man, that's freaking unbelievable, bro. Like, I honestly couldn't believe it. I was like freaking shocked that they actually won that game. Like, I just don't know how the Cavs lost that game. But if we remember last year, the Eastern Conference Finals game 1, the Knicks were winning with, like, they were up 14 with like 2 minutes left or something like that, and they ended up losing in overtime. And then after that, they were just kind of done. So those losses, man, just really get to you. They really affect you, man. It's hard to bounce back from those. But yeah, let's see. So this is what happened. We're not going to talk about only this today. We got some other things that we're going to talk about today, but I just want to show you guys like the point where I turned it off. And I was like, yeah, I mean, they look dead. Because, like, usually from like watching basketball for years and like working in basketball for years, you can kind of like see the point where like the team is like, it's like dead. Like, it's just like nothing, like there's no way they're going to win. Like, they're just dead. So yeah, this is kind of at the point where I was like, all right, like, this game's freaking over. Like, there's no way they're freaking winning.
Goes tumbling once again. As a three-pointer is hitting.
The reason why this was so crazy is because, so like, look at each team still has 2 timeouts, and the Cavs are just watching Jalen Brunson just cook them, and he's like, I like to save my timeouts. Like, no, all you need is 1 timeout. You don't need freaking 2.
Give up a 3. Brunson with Harden on him. Brunson on the drive. The floater bank shot. It's good. Tie game again with 19 seconds. Merrill, three-pointer, in and out. That one halfway down. Bridges fires away. Won't go when we go to overtime. Brunson had 15 points. Brunson brilliant in that fourth quarter. Game 1 behind the brilliance of Jalen Brunson. Let's check in with Lisa.
Jalen, you guys were down 22 points with 7.
Dead after they just like absolutely dead. Yeah, that was a great game, honestly. I mean, I just can't believe they won. I just can't believe it. But then the Thunder played last night, and the Thunder won, so that series is at 1-1. But it's going to be interesting to see how the Cavs bounce back tonight. I think it's going to be a tough game, because the first, 95% of that game, the Knicks were playing like freaking dog shit. And, I mean, they did have almost like 10 days off, so they may have been a little rusty, but you still played. You had like so many turnovers, and you still won the game. The Cavs in the fourth quarter in overtime, the Cavs got outscored like 44-11 or something like that. Like, that's just freaking crazy. But yeah, so that was just something, man. But yeah, the Knicks, please make the finals. I haven't seen the sports team that I root for make the finals. I mean, unless you count St. John's and the Big East championship the last 2 years. But that's like, whatever, the Big East championship. I just want, like, if they would have made the Final Four or something, I'd be like, okay. But last time I seen like a team I root for actually make it to a championship was probably the Mets in 2015. So it's been 11 years, man. It's just, wow. It's been 11 years since I seen a team that I root for make it to the championship. That just sucks. It freaking sucks. But yeah, so let's go Knicks. Gotta keep the momentum going. I mean, I don't expect them to shoot as bad as they did on Tuesday, because oh my gosh, bro. They were like, from 3, like, it was 2 for like freaking 18 at one point, or 2 for 23 at one point. I was like, they just can't make anything. They're chucking up air balls and just missing shots like that they normally would have made. But hopefully that game just got the rust off, and they still escaped that game with a win somehow. So that's key, because you just turned a loss into a win. So, because when the Knicks lose game 1 of a playoff series at home, they're 0-6 all time in the series. So that was a big win. But anyway, so yeah, a lot's been going on, man. So yesterday, the main reason why I wanted to come on here today is because yesterday, before I was going to bed, I saw the IRS settles their audit against Trump, and I was like, what? Because usually if you're the president, the government can, the president, if you're the president, you're supposed to openly just let the IRS look at your taxes. But as we know, there was funding cuts and stuff like that, so the IRS was kind of a little shaky for a while. So basically, so here there was this. Let's see, I'm trying to recall what I read yesterday because it was a little late at night, guys. So basically, the IRS wanted to audit Trump, and then he sued them for he sued them, and they came to an agreement yesterday, basically saying now you are protected from us ever looking at your taxes ever again, which is the basis of what I understand from reading that. But let's see what happens here. Real news by real humans. By the way, did you see all the freaking commencement speakers that were freaking on their knees glazing AI, and they all got booed? Boo! You suck! You suck! But yeah, I would have done the same thing, honestly. And then I saw another graduation that they used the AI name system, Matthew Benson, the freaking AI name readers, and it messed up a bunch of the names, and those people did not get their names called. I was like, you know how much that sucks? You pay all this freaking money, and you put your time in this school for 4 years, and they can't even freaking let you call your name, and you walk across the stage. Let me see if I can find it. Freaking just have someone goddamn up there reading the names. Okay, here it is. And this is just so, I would have been I would have walked up there and been like, you know what, bro? I'm going up here myself, and your ass is giving me my freaking diploma. Let's see here. So
here's what's happening. AI system, as our reader.
Yeah, and she's just giving freaking the crap out of her.
Here's what's happening. We're using a new AI system as our reader.
Oh my god, he's freaking beat the crap out of her.
Yep. So that is a lesson learned for us.
Derek Martinez, Eliza Layla, Rebecca A. Martinez Romero.
See, what the heck was that? What the heck was that? They freaking just said 3 names, and no one was even there to take it. See, I would have been pissed because college is too expensive, and now you have these freaking AI glazers coming to your freaking speeches and saying oh yeah, a lot of you guys' majors are picked. This is actually taking your job. So yeah, we're gonna just keep glazing it. And then I saw that in Utah. Oh man, AI, bro, freaking! I'm an AI hater, honestly. But yeah, so they're trying to build this freaking huge data center in Utah. From freaking Kevin O'Leary from Shark Tank, which I used to watch Shark Tank, but this Kevin O'Leary guy is just becoming a freaking AI, because all these guys just care about money. So yeah, the biggest data center ever is becoming a huge problem in Utah. Kevin O'Leary wants to cover 40,000 acres, rather than say, not in my backyard. But yeah, this thing would be freaking, this thing would be huge, and the power, and because, remember the video I talked about, guys, about the AI data centers, the electricity and the water that this would require would actually be freaking insane, and it's gonna be kind of close to the desert in Utah, but it's gonna be kind of on the Idaho border, which would just, I don't want a freaking data center in my town. But then they're it creates jobs. It does not create jobs, you freaking idiots. It does not make jobs. You don't really need that many people to run a data center, which is a point that I talked about. You don't need a lot of people to run these data centers. Maybe some you'll have some construction workers, but they usually you have to have a specialty construction license or something, I saw. So they outsource, and they bring in guys from different states to come in and build these data centers. So your community is not actually getting more jobs. So thank you. So Well, like, God, man, I just freaking hate these freaking AI freaking era that we live in. Like, people can you even think for yourself anymore without having to use AI? Like, there's people out here who just consult everything in, like, AI. Like, whether it's doing homework, like, projects, whatever, they can't independently think for themselves. They just slowly rely on AI. And it's just not healthy. Your brain is just, like, just close your eyes, use your imagination every once in a while. You know what I'm saying? Like, you don't always need AI. Like, it's just taken away from human elements. And that is, I would say, my number one thing on why I don't like it. Like, you know, there's this time where they're making, like, AI music and AI shows, like, scripts, and, you know, it's just not, it's sure, it could be, like, a good story if you don't know what a good story is, but it's just not good. It's not the same as if there's an actual human being writing it, in my opinion. Along with, same with shows and, like, you know, all these freaking AI actors and facial recognition scans and crap like that. But so yeah, the Utah data center, we'll talk about it that a different day. But so basically, so back to the Trump thing. So I gotta see how much. So basically, the settlement refers only to existing audits, not future examinations. The Justice Department said in response to request for comment on the expanded settlement. So, and then how, so this guy, so, hold on, let's just focus here. State's government will permanently drop the tax claims against President Trump, according to the settlement document made public Tuesday, in an extraordinary use of executive power that could effectively help shield the president from future examination in his finances and legal conduct. So, as a part of the settlement meant to resolve Trump's $10 billion lawsuit against the International Revenue Service, or the IRS, over the leak of his tax returns, the U.S. is forever barred and precluded from examining or prosecuting Trump, his sons, and the Trump Organization's current tax examinations, according to a one-page document posted to the Justice Department website. So, like, his family, his affiliates, his trust, his businesses, everything like that is now safe from the IRS, which, that's just freaking great. This guy's gone bankrupt 6 times, I believe. Yeah, this guy's gotten bankrupt 6 times, and now he's just free from all taxes, and no, well, not taxes, but being audited. And this guy's a successful businessman, and how did he freaking win again, bro? Like, gosh, man. But anyway, so, and then now, on top of this, which made people more mad, is, so this move comes after the Trump administration announced Monday, as a part of a new lawsuit settlement, the creation of a nearly $1.8 billion fund to compensate allies of Republican president who believe they have been unjustly investigated and prosecuted, an agreement that Democrats and government watchdogs criticize as corrupt and unconstitutional. The anti-weaponization fund of $1.776 billion will allow people who believe they were targeted for prosecution for political purposes, including by the Biden administration's Justice Department, to apply for payouts, creating what Blanche called a lawful process for victims of lawfare and weaponization to be heard and seek redress. Oh, so basically all the Capitol rioters who stormed the Capitol, they're just basically going to get tax breaks now. Interesting. But yeah, so this is just, I mean, this guy is just, oh, you know, I'm going to sue the IRS, but if you guys want to keep your jobs, then I'm not going to cut your funding, make money so that all my Republican friends can just get money. That's just freaking great. Like, gosh, man, this is a guy who promised affordability. Let's all remember that. Let's just all remember that. This is a guy who said everything is going to get cheaper and everything is going to get better and America is going to be great again. And where's that? Do you see where it's gotten greater? Does anybody see, like, is it anywhere around here? It's not. It's freaking not. Everything's got more expensive. Freaking, if that's why there's so many 20-something-year-olds living at home, because you can't, it's unaffordable. Like, I know I was at the doctor the other day, and, you know, talking to the radiologist, and she was telling me, like, oh yeah, her brother has a full-time job with, like, good hours, and he still can't afford to live by himself. Like, it's just ridiculous. It's honestly ridiculous, and we need to do something about that. And, like, The Boys just ended. Great show. It really attacks, like, the corporate America, like, oh, the man in power always wins, like, you can't beat the big corporations, like, and then I like the analogy, like, the Homelanders versus the Starlighters really apply to this day and age, which is just crazy. Like, going off over there. But yeah, The Boys, great show. It's a little, there's some gory moments in there, but honestly, people were hating on it. But I think it was a great show. Great, analogies, stuff like that you can actually kind of see how things are going here. And then I also watched a great Channel 5 video where they interviewed some ICE agents, or like Daredevil too. That's a great show with like the anti-vigilante task force, and how that's kind of remind me of the ICE agents just doing things without due process. There we go, that's the word I was looking for. And it's just like, a lot of these things that we see in movies and shows are actually happening in this country that are meant to be freaking for dramatic effect. So yeah, it's just, The Boys, great show. I would definitely recommend watching it. There's a lot of hidden messages in there that I think we can appreciate living in this day and age. So the settlement, and this is from The Hill, which is kind of like, Ground News is like a great source to use to kind of see like where articles lead. It's only like $5 a month or something like that. But so the settlement, which also creates the anti-weaponization fund, comes on the heels of the president's decision to drop his $10 billion lawsuit against the IRS. This move was seen as an effort to sidestep a judge who had raised questions about whether the two sides were real adversaries, underscoring the unusual nature of the case that saw Trump sue his own administration. Like, that makes no freaking sense. So Trump is now shielded from the IRS probes based on old tax returns. And then settlement applies to Trump's companies, families, and trusts. So like, Eric Trump, Donald Trump Jr., as well as the Trump organizations, all were listed as plaintiffs in the lawsuit against the IRS, which they brought in January over a series of leaks from IRS contractors between 2019 and 2020. And then experts, critics questions legitimacy. And yeah, so this is just, I don't know, like, what's going to happen with this. Like, honestly, it's just going to be a whole other thing. And we still got 2 more years of this, bro. 2 more years. Like, 2 more years, man. I mean, what the heck is gonna happen? First, it hasn't even been a full 2 years, and we're just getting by, bro. We're just really getting by. So, and then we had the whole freaking gerrymandering thing that happened with the freaking rezoning, which I haven't really seen anything else about that. But I mean, let's look at the series of events that have happened. So basically, remember, we go back, and Epstein files were about to be released. And then Renee Good and the other gentleman's name is escaping me that got killed by ICE. That happens, and then they go to war with Iran. And then after that, this freaking taxing happens. Like, what is freaking happening? Like, there's just, and then he almost gets killed, which who knows if that was freaking real. Like, yeah, freaking bunch of shit happening. I mean, the Democrats called this a slush fund where Trump can hand out money to allies as well as rioters who breached the U.S. Capitol on January 6th. So you look at this. You can just hand out money, and it's just all these freaking Capitol rioters who were in jail who got pardoned. I think a lot of them got pardoned, actually. Like the main guy with the freaking buffalo freaking helmet on or whatever. And then, 1,600 convicted of a Wayne trial or sentences of offenses related to January 6th Capitol riots were pardoned when he went back into office. But I was going to say something else about happening with this country in the next 2 years. I mean, I think, sometimes when you elect older people, they start to their brain starts to deteriorate a little bit, and they just don't know what they're doing. Like, the Iran war, I still don't understand the point of that. If someone could tell me, freaking, that's not from the Trump side, just please tell me, because I would love to know. I'd really love to know, because I honestly don't know what's happening anymore. Like, there's so much money, everything's so expensive. And then they asked him, like, the freaking video, I don't know if you guys saw it, where someone was like, oh yeah, like, the gas prices and things like that are high, and then he's like, well, we're trying to finish this Iran thing first. What happened to America first, buddy? Oh yeah, Mr. Make America Great Again, America first. Ah, man, and then all these people who voted for him are like, all these people are saying now, oh yeah, I just regret voting for him. I just don't, I'm just like, I don't even regret voting for him now. Well, it's too bad, because that doesn't freaking change anything. Like, how does that help? How does that help anything? You can't freaking take back your vote and be like, You can't just take back your vote and be like, oh yeah, I regret voting for him, but, sorry, like, that doesn't really do anything. But yeah, there's this video I was trying to find, but I'll put it in later. But yeah, so basically at the end of the day, guys, what I want to talk about is how this guy is just abusing his powers, doing all this nonsense, forgetting his taxes, starting wars that don't need to be started. Nothing has become more affordable. Has anything become more affordable, or is everything becoming more expensive? I think that everything is becoming more expensive, honestly. Like rent, cars, freaking everything, bro. Like, just the key, like, a lot here's so like, okay, America has some great aspects of, like, it's great to, like, I can just sit here and talk about whatever I want, and there's some great aspects, but the reason why people get so frustrated is because the main things that are important for a society to succeed are affordability, healthcare, and I would say probably affordability, healthcare, education. Affordability, healthcare, education. And all three of those things are freaking ridiculously expensive in the United States. So yeah, that's just kind of why a lot of the frustration is coming in. And then you have, like, how much money it costs to, cause a war. And they're like, no, we actually can't pay for your healthcare. We just have to waste money on military and all this other crap. So here we go. So this is let's end with this final point here. So, in the span of 48 hours, the U.S. government, acting on orders from the Trump Justice Department, did something no administration in American history has ever done. It created nearly a $1.8 billion fund drawn from taxpayer money designed to compensate allies of the president who claimed they were mistreated by the Biden Justice Department. Then the administration permanently banned the IRS from ever examining President Trump's prior tax returns or those of his sons, his companies, or any affiliated trust. Wow. So our taxpayer money, goes to this guy so he can make a fund so that he can pay his friends who felt like they were attacked by Joe Biden. And why is everything getting blamed on Joe Biden still? Like, yes, Joe Biden was not the greatest president ever, and he had so many flaws, but it's been 2 years now, and we're still blaming him for things that you did, that you freaking caused. Like, Joe Biden didn't start the war in Iran. You started that. Joe Biden didn't make the gas prices go up. That was you. And how this guy won 2 times is honestly shows how stupid America is. A freaking reality TV star. Like, have you guys ever watched The Five Bloods, a Spike Lee movie? And, like, obviously it's a movie, but they're saying, like, oh, you're letting a reality TV star become the president. And, like, my coworker of mine said that she was talking to her friend who was from Thailand or something like that. He's like, oh, what do you think of this Trump guy? Like, it seems like it's just a joke. Like, is he really allowed to run? And now look where we are. That was 2016 he won. And now 10 years later, he's back. Like, freaking great, bro. But luckily, and then someone said, I wouldn't vote for him a third time. Well, you can't vote for him a third time because it doesn't freaking matter because he can't. Or, like, I wouldn't vote for him again. Well, you can't because he can't even freaking run again, so you shouldn't have voted for him this time. But, man, first of all, you guys, you can vote for who you want to, but just when you're at the polls, just think who would really, just dig into what these politicians are saying. Because are they just saying this because they want your vote, or are they just saying this because they want to change the country for better? So when you're at the polls in the next 2 years, for whoever 2 people will have the lovely privilege of voting for, just think to yourself, how is this person going to change the country for the better? And I think that should be our end goal. A person who will change the country for the better. But yeah, that's all I got for you guys today. 30 minutes, bro. But yeah, let's go Knicks. We got something to root for. And everything is about the little battles that we can win. Whether it's sports, small political battles, your personal life, whatever you got going for you, just try to hold on to that positive thing. And you can just make your life better. And if you continue to work hard, things will get better. We got trust. We just got trust that everything will be okay. Every little thing gonna be alright. But yeah, that's all I got for you guys today. Hope you enjoyed this quick episode, which was fun to be quick, but it was actually long. And we'll catch you guys next week when we got another crazy topic to talk about. Peace.